Hello, hello, and welcome. It's Tip Tuesday live at 5, and I'm so delighted to be here today talking about alignment, talking about your business, talking about success, all of the things. So I'm coming to you live here in our Facebook group, also over on our Facebook business page, and on our YouTube channel. We are streaming live, and that's Ask David and Dana. So if you are watching on the YouTube channel, be sure to like and comment and subscribe so you will be notified when I go live over there. And so we're going to jump right into this because, I don't know about you, but in your business, if you've been doing your, business for any length of time and aren't seeing the results that you really were hoping for, there might be a reason, and it might simply be that you're out of alignment. Now, when you're thinking of a car, you're driving down the road and you're going, you know, straight in your lane. Well, what if you take your hands off the wheel, right? What happens? If you stay straight, then your wheels are in alignment and your car is going and and running the best it can. But in that moment, if you take your hands off the wheel and your car starts to, swerve to the side, maybe, off road or something like that, you know that your wheels somewhere along the line got out of alignment, and you're having to correct it all the time by the steering wheel. So if we take that analogy to our business, think about, you're driving along and you're going straight and you're moving forward and you're doing all the things that you've been told to do. But if you take your hands off the wheel, maybe because you've put some things into automation, or maybe you've hired some staff, whatever, and you just start to careen off the side of the road and you start to go into someone else's lane, that would mean that you may not be in perfect alignment and your business is not going to move forward in a productive, efficient way. So let's talk today just briefly about how you can be sure that your business is in alignment with you, your values, and all of that, and what you might be able to do to get back into alignment. All right. So I know that for me personally, there have been times in our business where um, I knew something wasn't right. And that is a sure sign of not being in alignment. So my first tip to know whether you are or not is simply it feels right, or maybe something feels a little bit off. So if you know that what you're doing in your business feels right, you're excited when you wake up in the morning, can't wait to to do the tasks that you have set for the next day, then that's a pretty good sign that you are doing what God has called you to do. But on the other hand, if you're sitting there staring at your computer, if you've got an online business, or, sitting in an empty store, if you've got a brick and mortar kind of business, and, just not feeling right, you're not looking forward to the task. And those are the times where you want to kind of take a step back and evaluate why, first of all, you are doing this business in the first place. A lot of times we get started because we're excited and we have such big ambition for something, and we're told by one, expert or another that this is the right way to do a business. This is the right thing for you. And it really sounds good at the time, and we jump in and we do all of the things. But at some point we realize, no, that just doesn't feel right. So take a step back in your business and make sure that what you're doing feels right. Is it what God has called you to do? All right. So, number two, It's very similar to number one, but it's finding your sweet spot. And again, God has gifted each one of us differently. For me, I feel like he's gifted me to write. And in my head, everybody was able to write. And why was it hard? It Pick up a piece of paper and pretty soon I can have it full, especially like if I'm journaling or when it comes time to do emails for our business. I love it. I love to do emails. I love to create swipe. I've even applied to be a copywriter for one of the big marketers out there, and I'm just waiting to see. I got to the first round, the second round, and even the third round. So it's just a waiting game at this point. But I love to write. God has gifted me in that way. Didn't know I was anything special until I've met other people in business and even my husband. He's a wonderful writer, but it doesn't come easy for him. He has to work at it. And so for me, it's my sweet spot and I do it and I love it. And so I'm also publishing books now. And you may have even seen the devotional book series that I am in the process of publishing. Just got 2 volumes out this week. Super excited to announce that Revelation is out now, the book of Revelation, my reflections on that, and also the book of Genesis. So I kind of got the 2 bookends of the Bible. So if you're interested in checking out one of those, let me know. You can put books in the comments or just pop over to Amazon and search on my name and they'll come up there for you as well. But know what your sweet spot is. What is it that God has gifted you to do? Because when you're in that zone, it's a beautiful thing. And your business is certainly in alignment when you are truly doing what God has called you to do and you're using the gifts He's given you to glorify Him, to further the kingdom. That's why He gave them to us. And so for years and years, I was writing, but I wasn't necessarily writing for God. I wasn't writing to glorify Him. And so my business, our business, my husband and I, it was a little bit out of alignment. It wasn't chugging along straight down the lane as it could have been. And so now that we are focusing more on glorifying Him with my writing and doing business God's way and really making that an emphasis, things are just falling into place so much better. Our business is now in alignment. We're not forcing the issue. All right, and then the third piece. The third piece, again, is the result of these other things. When you are in alignment with what you're supposed to be doing, what feels right, what God has gifted you and shown you as your path, you will see the clues of success. You will start to not only feel better, you will start to see the tangible results of what it is you've been working for. And if you start to doubt, it's a beautiful thing, but God will start to show you things that you would never have otherwise seen. It's when you are in alignment with your God-given purpose, then your vision just keeps growing bigger and bigger, and God keeps pouring the abundance into you. And that is a beautiful thing when you can live your life in abundance and living the life that God has planned for you. Now, God can do anything. He can take our messes and turn them into something beautiful. And that's what's so great about, having a relationship with God and with Jesus. I mean, we are Christ followers here in our family, and we put a lot of emphasis on that. And in so doing, we feel the blessings pouring back and then some. So those are some things to be thinking about if you're just feeling a little bit off in your business right now and aren't sure what you should be doing. Maybe maybe your focus is off. Maybe you're veering off a little bit into the wrong lane because you're not in alignment. So take some time, pray about it. That's certainly a great thing to do. Journal about it. Figure out what God is telling you to do. That's another piece of what we're going to be offering in the Lighthouse Networking Association that's launching next week. You may have been seeing a little bit more about that in our emails that are coming out if you're on our list. And we're going to be putting a lot more out there on social media as well. I really feel like this is something that God has called me to do, that there is a need in the business sector for a Christ-centered networking platform where people can come together. Hey, Brian, and really have a safe place where they can get to know, other Christian businesses. They can support, we can collaborate, do all of the things because God has, designed us to be in relationship. And when we can surround ourselves with other Christians, with other folks that are on that same path as we are, we're better together. We're definitely better together. And so if you haven't heard anything about the Lighthouse yet and you're kind of questioning what that's all about, it's going to be a place where we can come together as business owners and support each other. We can collaborate together. We'll network, certainly build relationships. We'll pray together. I don't know where you can find all of that in one place. Because, yeah, there's a lot of Christian groups out there and there's a lot of networking groups out there. But I don't know about you if you've ever gone to these networking functions and felt like kind of the Lone Ranger because you were the only one that really was faith-based. There's all these other faiths going on out there, but in your own heart of hearts, you know that Jesus is the way. Yeah. And that's not what the world is saying right now. And so we need a place where we can go and be real about that. So let me know. If you haven't heard about the Lighthouse, I would love to send you more information about that. We will be having a Q&A launch webinar next Monday night. That's October 18th. So if you're watching this on the replay and October 18th, 2021 is way in the past, certainly no worries. This association is only going to grow and be bigger as time goes on. Think of Christian businesses that you are aware of, that you support, simply because you know of their values. I was amazed at some that I didn't even realize had Christian values, but we probably all are aware of Hobby Lobby, and there's Chick-fil-A. Some of those businesses are closed on Sunday even. But Alaska Air is up there, and In-N-Out Burger is another example. And there's a couple other ones, HEB Grocery, I think that's a grocery chain that started in Texas. But it's amazing to know these businesses have branded themselves to be known as Christian, as Christ followers, and they want to have their business recognized for those kind of values. What about your business? What do you want to be known for? Are you in alignment with what you want your business to be? So these are some things to wrestle with. Think about those three topics or those three things that I mentioned and how you can know if you're in alignment with what you should be doing in your business. And if not, pray about it. Have God show you what He wants you to do, and He will greatly bless your business. Until next time, it's been great sharing with you. I hope that some of you will pop on to the Lighthouse launch webinar on Monday. And if you would like that link, I will put a link to register for that in the comments too. So until next time, be safe, be well, and be blessed.